Assalamu alaikum. This is Firdaus Amina, your science teacher. Welcome to my class. Students, open your book and go to the chapter 8, page number 57. Okay? Follow the screen. Here we are going to learn about the cause of the season change. Why does the season change? We have 6 seasons in a year. We have already known, known that we have 6 seasons in a year. They are the summer, rainy season, autumn, late autumn, winter, and the spring in a year. Then, what is the cause of the season change? The tilt of the earth exists. We know that the earth spins on its axis and the earth revolves around the sun. For these reasons, when the earth tilts toward the sun, then it will be summer, and when it away from the sun, then it will be winter. So, when the northern hemisphere tilts toward the sun, you know, Bangladesh is the northern hemisphere of the earth. When the northern hemisphere tilts toward the sun, it is summer there. In summer, the sunlight, look at the picture. In summer, the sunlight shines more directly. Sunlight shines more directly on the northern half of the earth, giving more energy. This causes the temperatures to rise and the period of daytime to be longer. And opposite season occurs in the southern hemisphere, and it is winter. So, when the northern side of the earth is towards the sun, then it will be summer, and the opposite side which is southern hemisphere, that will be winter. And when the northern hemisphere tilts away from the sun, it is winter there. In winter, sunlight hits this part of the earth less directly. When in summer, sunlight hits this part of the earth more directly. And the winter, sunlight hits this part of the earth less directly. The temperature then will be lower. When the summer, the temperature will be more, and the winter, the temperature will be lower, and the period of daytime is shorter, but the period of night gets longer. So, these are the cause of season change. When the sun directly shines the northern side, then the northern side will be summer, and the sun is directly shines the northern side is low. The sun is away from the northern side, then the northern side will be winter. This is the seasonal changes diagram. Okay, go to the next page. The phases of the moon. Now we'll know about the phases of the moon. We know that moon is a satellite and only one satellite of our planet. The moon seems big or small and round or half round shape on some nights. We see moon is full moon or half moon. The changing shapes of the bright part of the moon that we see are called the phases of the moon. The changing shapes of the bright part of the moon that we see, that are called phases of the moon. So, we know above discussion, the moon seems big or small and round or half round shaped on some nights. The changing shapes of the bright part of the moon that you see are called the phases of the moon. Why do the phases of the moon happen? Phases of the moon happen for the motion of the moon. Motion of the moon revolves around the planet. Planet moves around planet revolves around the stars, and moon is a satellite. Moon revolves around the planet. The moon is the only satellite of the earth. A satellite is one object that revolves around a planet. The moon rotates on its axis once every about 28 days, and it also moves around the earth once every about 28 days. The moon rotates on its axis. Moon rotates on its axis once every about 28 days, and it also moves around the earth once every about 28 days. The moon in rotation. The moon rotation. What is the process of moon rotation? The moon does not produce its own light. Everyone know this, that moon has no light. The moon does not produce its own light. Instead, it reflects the sun's light. It reflects the sun's light. Half of the moon is always lighted by the sun. Half of the moon is always lighted by the sun. But as the moon orbits around the earth, the area of the lighted side facing the earth changes. These changes causes the phases of the moon. These changes cause the phases of the moon. We can only see the lighted side of the moon. When we can see full of the side lighted, this is a full moon. When we cannot see any of the lighted side, this is called a new moon. So, the moon does not produce its own light. It reflects the sunlight. When we see the lighted side, when we can see the lighted side, then we see the full moon, and when we cannot see any of the lighted side, then we call it a new moon. Then we are going to the exercise part. Put a tick mark on the correct answer. Which one is correct? The moon gives off its own light. The moon is a satellite. The moon is a planet. The moon moves around the sun. Which one is correct? The moon is a satellite. How many days does the earth take to complete a trip around the sun? How many days does the earth take to complete a trip around the sun? 365 days. And short answer portions. What are two motions of the earth? What causes day and night? These were your homework, and I hope you have completed this already. Now your homework will be SQ 3, 4, 5 and BQ 1, 2. SQ 3, 4, 5. Why do the phases of the moon take place? Why do the phases of the moon take place? We have already known about this. What is the difference between planet and satellite? The difference between planet and satellite. Planet revolves around the sun, and satellite revolves around the planet. Planet's mass is more, and satellite mass is less. And planets are natural, but satellite can be natural or artificial. These are the difference between planet and satellite. Okay, got it? Okay. Why does the temperature rises in the summer? Temperature rises in the summer. Why does the temperature rises in the summer? In the summer, the north hemisphere towards the sun, so the sun shines directly in the north hemisphere, so the temperature rises in the summer. Okay. Okay, then explain the causes of season. The causes of season. Season causes because of the earth moves, or earth rotates on its axis, and earth moves around the sun. For the two causes, the season will be changed. For the two causes occur, the season change. The sun does not move around the earth, but it seems to move from east to west across the sky. Explain why. The sun does not move around the earth. We have already explained, or we have already discussed the topic. Okay, this will be your homework. And that's all. No more today. Hope you enjoy my class. See you again in the next class. Thank you.